Hey, Gavax here. So, I want to go over the Earl Thomas. Is he overpowered? I also want to talk through a way to get the beta. Basically, if you're not able to get a drop of a code, there's another method of getting it by going through EA help and schemazing the system. So, let's go through a method, right? We got a method even for beta codes. So, let's go through first my thoughts on Earl Thomas since I forgot to do it yesterday or this morning in that video. So, film study, which shows the offensive play after repeated play calls, the number is 3, okay? So basically, it's kind of like Peyton Manning's Omaha ability from this year. I can't show the beta footage, but this year's Omaha ability, but for the defense, seeing the offensive routes. After those 3 plays, you'll be able to see the hot route adjustments they do, everything. So a lot of people are freaking out about this, right? Seeing the play call, repeated play calls. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people have made a lot of money off Madden through competitive and a lot of other things, but just running the same couple plays at a bunch out of I-forms this year, that kind of stuff. Because, you know, it's been the most powerful plays. Use that you find the exploit and then exploit it over and over until you win the game. That's kind of been the meta for Madden. So, with the ability to kind of see what the offense is doing, EA is saying, hey, we don't want that to be our game. We don't want this showing up on, ESPN and guys are just running the ball, doing the same routes over and over. We wanted to see a varied experience. Since EA is unable to make like a realistic NFL product, and a lot of that's due to, the third person omniscient view. A lot of the stuff just in Madden isn't realistic. It's a video game. So this is their video game. They do a lot of hack arounds, a lot of stuff that doesn't really make me happy. But this is what they say is the best way of kind of providing some variety to the meta. You can't just sit in one formation, call the same play, make a couple adjustments, and run it over and over this year. If Earl Thomas's abilities on the field. Now, do I think Earl Thomas's abilities overpowered? Absolutely. Film study is overpowered. Is it overpowered in a bad way is the biggest question, right? Will this allow the game to be a little bit more balanced, provide a little bit more variety? May guys have to learn more than one formation? Yes, it will do that. Now, if you like that kind of game, you're going to be for this. If you're a guy that likes to spam the same few plays and try to win at all costs, maybe this is not something that you enjoy, right? You don't have to run the same plays over and over. You can call a play and then run different routes, right? People call the play because of oftentimes one very specific thing in that play. Because that one specific thing is so powerful, then they got to kind of have backup plans and other things to beat different coverages depending on where the user is. So now EA is saying that if one play gets overpowered, and you can't keep running that same thing. Now, you can run out other formations, right? There are different tight sets other than gun bunch. There's gun tight offset, and so on and so forth, So, while I see the downside being because we don't have the ability to make custom playbooks to allow us to get many other formations to allow us to do similar concepts, I can see that being a restriction, right? The Manning 100 seeing the defensive side, right? Because it's so limiting on defense. There's not many formations. They've gotten rid of so many over the years between dime flat, NASCAR, Psycho. There's so many other ones that I'm not even going to go into. They've added a few more. But on offense, it's tough because there's not that many defensive plays. Whereas the offensive side of the ball, there are more plays. So being able to see it and see different routes kind of going through the game, because it's a little bit better in my mind than it would be seeing the defense. So seeing the offense and the plays that they play. The problem is, now, if the defense has a really good blitz and the offense can't see it, well, now we know what they're going to do to fight that blitz, right? Because there's only so many ways you can stop a blitz in Madden, and generally that's why gun bunch has been good. So that's the counter side. If somebody's just running, like a 2-4-5 A-gap, we're on a stretch and dive this year, or running some sort of stuff like that, that can make defense powerful. The thing is, right now, defense is bad. So this will end up being the main way of getting stops is getting a blitz and then knowing the routes and where they're going to go. So whether that's a good gameplay mechanic, it kind of falls in I guess it's balanced, but is it balanced in a good way? Now, how are we going to be able to stop blitzes if we have to keep rotating formations? Because some formations just flat out don't stop blitzes. Well, you have to motion block out of a lot of formations, which is inconsistent. If you haven't motion blocked out of that formation a lot, you're going to get exploited because it's very specific timing and a lot of motion blocks. So that's kind of the whole argument around it. The good, the bad, the ugly with this kind of solution. Now, if this launches with the game, I prefer it. Instead of just 3 play calls on offense, give me 4, right? Just one more makes all the difference. Because, running a play 3 times, that's kind of normal. Running it 4 times, okay, that's a little bit better in my mind. That kind of cuts down on the spam. So, stretch dive, you can do it a few times. I feel like we need a middle ground here. Maybe not make it 3, but make it 4, okay? And then I can live with it because in my scheme, right, I'm just thinking a 20 scheme, trips tight end. Like, I'll run verticals that are trips tight end, you know, half a dozen times a game, right? Because you only get, 20 to 30 plays in a game if you're on offense a bit. You know, running games, of course, are quicker. Passing games are longer. So, I think they need, if they're going to launch with this, they should do it to 4 and then kind of see the feedback and let it sit and don't patch anything for like a month. So I'm fine with the game launching like this to kind of provide a little bit more variety to for forcing people on offense to use different plays. I'm okay with it. I know a lot of competitive players are scared of changes, but the thing is, they're competitive players and they're the best in the world for a reason. They have to adapt. You can't just sit and bunch. Now you have to have bunch, trips. I mean, you could sit and bunch, just call different pass plays and different hot routes, because Hot Route Master is super powerful if we get at the beginning of the year in MUT. If somebody activates that, if not, then it'll be tougher on offense. So, like, and a lot of the big concerns right now, getting off that topic, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you okay with this film study showing the offensive play work if they spam a play too many times? Getting off of that, the big one's the user still, and I just want to give my more thoughts. It is clunky. Maybe they got to make it a little bit more agile out there. I don't want to see Madden 20 users again, but I do think we'll get used to it. I think it looks a lot more like Madden 16 users than Madden 20. Madden 20 users, the best user that, like with Lurker, with that Taylor Mays or any of those top end guards, the best user I've seen since I've been playing online Madden. There's nothing better than what Madden 20 offered for the ability to get around the field, match up, and actually beat wide receivers to spots on the field and get picks that way. So Madden 20 user was way overpowered. Whether you think that's good or bad, it did need a nerf in my opinion. Was it over nerfed? That's a different discussion, and I think I'm willing to, I want to hear what you guys have to think about that. So anyways, cover 3 beaters in the beta, super easy. What else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, how to get the beta. So that's my opinion on Earl Thomas. Keep it, make it 1 play more for the launch of the game, and then we'll kind of go. Okay, so on... Oh, the other big thing before we get into how to get the beta. Lamar, a lot of comments about how Lamar doesn't fumble. Literally the first game I turned on after looking for Lamar Jackson slides was this one. Don't do this with your Lamar Jackson, right? This was counted, I think it's him being down. But don't run your Lamar Jackson into tackles, because in the NFL, running into defenders, getting popped, not a good thing. Lamar Jackson should have ran out of bounds. This last year, he got a lot better at it, running out of bounds. Don't take hits. Don't be like Josh Allen, and you could be potentially get helmet to helmets. That is not good as a quarterback. And there's no injuries in MUT, so they need to make him fumble. That's my final point. All right? Don't run into hit sticks with the franchise. Run out of bounds, get down, and you won't fumble. Okay? Be smart. And that's the whole thing. I want hit sticks to result in fumbles for quarterbacks since we can't injure them. Okay. Now, on to the beta. Here is how you go. So, read this, pause the video, look through these suggestions. You got to find a code that did work. So this has already had happened the last couple years. I don't think EA cares enough to patch it. Maybe they will, but basically you can go through these things. I'm not going to read them out. You guys can read them out. Use the invalid code and just go to, like, either use these PS4 code giveaways from the sub. Neon Nitrox posted that there. You can use one of those. Maybe some of them are still active. You can use the Xbox One that they posted. So just put in one of these codes. And then you just basically use the loophole for beta access if you didn't watch this channel and sign up when I told you to sign up with the right, EA account and with your email active, all that good stuff. So there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you use a loophole to get the beta. Good luck. I'll put this. Well, you got to pause it for here. This is in Discord. You got to join the Discord also. Lots of good loopholes in the Discord. I'll put this link to all these codes they put on the subreddit and these codes in the description below. But let me know what you guys think. Both of the beta, Earl Thomas, if the loophole helped, all that good stuff. But that's all I wanted to talk about today for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.